Welcome into This Week in Campbell Football, presented by Wilkinson, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC in Sanford. Here with the head football coach, Mike Minner, I'm Evan Budrovich. Today we explain how Campbell improves its red zone execution, putting more points on the board. How does the talent of Caleb Snead translate not only in the Big South Conference, but in FCS football? And what's the biggest key to stopping the triple option? Campbell faces Kennesaw, number 11 team in the country, and they run it down people's throats. We'll break that all down next on This Week in Campbell Football. Head coach Mike Minner, you watched your star wide receiver Caleb Snead add another prolific game, 145 yards receiving and a touchdown. Mike, for his offensive game, we've known the deep threat is there. Clearly he can possess the ball in different areas of his game. How does it translate to the NFL level, what Caleb Snead's doing here today?
Well, you have to be able to dominate at the level that you're at if you think you're going to be able to be a wide receiver in the National Football League. And what Caleb Snead is showing is that I can do it in all phases of the game. I can block. A lot of people don't talk about that. Of course, they talk about 100 yards and touchdowns and all that type of stuff. But the man is the best blocker on our football team. And so you got to be able to do these things, catch the ball in traffic. You got to be able to catch slant routes and take it, 60 yards for a touchdown.
And we saw the 43-yard touchdown from Snead on the slant route. How vital is that for your offense to get big play production?
Well, it's part of the deal, right? Teams that win are teams that have explosive plays. What's an explosive play? Anything over 20 yards. So 20-plus yards is an explosive play. And those teams who win that category win the game. And so to have that type of person who can catch a 3-yard route and take it 40-something yards is big.
In the Monmouth broadcast at halftime, you talked to the reporter Marilyn Payne and said winning one-on-one battles is the biggest key for your football team. Monmouth had a fair share of success on deep balls, one-on-one with your cornerbacks. What's the biggest key this upcoming week of winning those matchups?
Well, it's the same thing. It's going to be one-on-one, right? And you have to train for that. You got to train throughout the week for that and be prepared mentally and physically and emotionally for that moment because it's going to happen again. This time it's just going to be in the run game opposed to the pass game.
This Kennesaw State football team runs the triple option. Right now, 11th ranked team in the country and the second best rushing attack in all of FCS football. You've had familiarity facing this offense. What is the biggest important point to stop the triple option?
I think everybody talks about is the dive back. You cannot let him get started because it starts their whole offense. And so I think that's the biggest thing that you have to do is be able to stop him. Now that's easier said than done because everybody knows that's the secret, but can't nobody do it. We just gonna have to play hard. We have to get off blocks. It's gonna be everybody is gonna get blocked. So your job is to get off the block and make the tackle, and you got to do that for 60 minutes. That's tough to do, but that's the challenge ahead of us with this offense. And they playing at a high level right now. I think they playing the best in our conference right now. When I look at them on film, defensively, they are unbelievable. They better than I believe this is the best defense I've seen them have. And so these guys are really, really good. It's a reason why they number 11 in the country, and they come in, to our place, and we get an opportunity to play in another big game this week, and we'll see what happens.
Kennesaw State's led by the running quarterback, Xavier Shepard, 14 total touchdowns. You mentioned this offense with the dive back, but when a quarterback can run and make plays, how much of a challenge does that present for your defense?
Well, I think it's because of you got two other people you got to worry about, and the pass, because they can pass the ball too. And so you got the dive back, you got the pitch guy, and then you also got the passing game, and then you got this quarterback. And this quarterback got the ball on, his hands on the ball the whole time. So you don't know what he's going to do with it. It makes it very difficult to just key in on him because these other pieces will kill you. You just got to be able to tackle him, whoever assigned to the quarterback, get to him, get him on the ground, and hopefully you're successful doing that, and for 60 minutes. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a dogfight for 60 minutes. We know what to expect. They know what to expect from us, and now it's just going to be who execute their game plan the best.
You mentioned Kennesaw State playing the best football of any team in this conference. Between Monmouth and Kennesaw State, they've won the last 5 titles in the Big South. Knowing that entering these first 2 weeks, clearly the loss to Monmouth, but now facing Kennesaw State, what is the value of this game from an organization standpoint?
Well, it's experience. A lot of teams don't get the experience of playing in these big games to learn from, to then grow as an organization and as a football team. So, and the opportunity. I mean, come on, we got an opportunity. We 2-1. They're, I believe, 2-0 or 3-0 in the conference, and so this is a big game because you win, you position yourself now to be in the talks of winning the conference. So it's a big game in that sense too. But you know, at the end of the day, this is a great football team that we're about to face, and we got to be ready.
From a morale standpoint, from a program, your team does lose to Monmouth this past week. To have the ability to bounce back and play arguably the best team in the league, what's the emotion around the locker room this week?
I think everybody would be prepared. They know Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State have won you know, a lot of the conference championships. They have been a top dog since we've been in here. Monmouth, you know, only recently have been beating them, and so we know they're a playoff football team. And if we want to be that type of football team, man, these are the opportunities and the situations that you look forward to, and we can't wait, you know, for Saturday.
To have success on Saturday, clearly red zone production has to improve. 3 trips inside the 20,
Yep.
0 points on those drives. What is the thing you're talking about most in practice to help improve on that facet?
Well, just win your one-on-one battles in the red zone, and then if we do not get a touchdown, we got to get 3 points. Great football teams are able to do one of those 2 things: score a touchdown or get 3 points, and then move on to the next possession. That's a different ball game, as we all know. If we make or score any points in that red zone of those 3 trips, we're looking at a different ball game, and that's the difference, I believe, that separate good teams and great teams. Great teams always make those points. They made all their field goals, and when they got an opportunity, they scored the touchdown. So, you know, this is what we gotta do. This is our challenge, and we will be better in the red zone this week. So, Coach Grimes, our offensive coordinator, I got the utmost confidence in him and his staff to make sure that we put points on the board when we get down there. So it's going to be fun to see the challenge of Kennesaw State and to see how we respond once we get in the red zone again.
You mentioned that response. Resiliency is a key word we talk about every week on this show. What will this game show about the resiliency of your football team?
Well, it's going to show that that's what we're all about. It's the next week. Regardless win or lose, you're going to be showing up for the next week, and you're going to be prepared to get better in the moments that you was not as great in the previous week. And so we'll be better in the red zone. Every guy will be better in the red zone, and if we got to kick a field goal, our field goal kicker will make the field goal. So this is what's going to show come Saturday.
This is the 14th season of Campbell football. Homecoming weekend trumps them all in terms of attendance, popularity, fan support. When you look at this program right now, given the growth they've made in the last 2 years, given the spotlight game against 11th ranked Kennesaw State, what do you want to accomplish out of this week for this fan base as well?
We want to win the game. It's really that simple, right? So it's not competing real close and almost winning. It's winning the football game. And I'm sure Kennesaw State is saying the same thing that we saying, but that's what we want to do for our fans. That's what they deserve, and that's what we're going to go out there on Saturday to try to give them.
Expecting a sold-out crowd at Barker Lane Stadium this Saturday. Homecoming kickoff at 4 o'clock. We'll have Mike Minner and the Camels versus Kennesaw State. There'll be a live camel in attendance as well, so get a little, not horseback ride, get a camelback ride in the pregame. It's a little different with a camel, but we'll see you there at 4 o'clock. You can watch the game on ESPN+. For the head coach, Mike Minner, we wish you all the best on This Week in Campbell Football.
Hi, I'm Coach Mike Minter, head football coach at Campbell University. If you're looking for a new car, go check out my friends at Wilkinson, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC in Sanford. Go where I go. Wilkinson in Sanford. Proud supporters of Campbell Athletics.